Hello and welcome. This is Zoo, and today we are going to be jumping back into Grounded with our final countdown. Today we are, what's that? Okay, he did not see me. We're good. Wait, why am I being quiet? He can't hear me. So today's game plan is going to revolve around getting the Haze Lab and the Pond Lab completed. Pond Lab will probably come first because I plan to enter the Haze Lab through a specific entrance. For those who don't know, the Haze Lab has two entrances. So, step one, we're going to be going to the pond and we're going to get the required materials and gear to traverse the Pond Lab and later the entrance to the Haze Lab. And then step 2 will be actually completing the Pond Lab. Step 3 will be going and seeing if we can complete the Haze Lab. However, that might actually end up being step 4 because I do believe we're going to try and get Ladybug armor before we do that, as we definitely have the resources and availability to do so. Am I paranoid? Probably. Anyway, so listening to all the scary noises around me, I did choose a high up place, which is, I think for now, relatively good. Anyway, that is the goal for today. 2 labs to get knocked out, get some Ladybug gear. I will be getting some of the tier 2 weaponry and tools, hopefully. I want to get, if I can, a tier 2 dagger. Tier 2 insect hammer, and definitely a tier 2 insect axe. I don't know about the insect bow quite yet. But, well, we will see. Okay, so I am starting to see a common theme in this game. In order to do anything or specific thing, you typically have to do a bunch of things. For example, I have to dive in and find a lily pad to collect some lily pad wax, which will then in turn help me craft a dagger, which will then in turn help me be able to cut eelgrass. And if I head over into these funny looking insects called boatmen, I will be able to craft flippers, which will allow me to dive and collect more resources with my newly equipped gill tube and fins, so that I continue to make the next edition of my gear to get into the Pond Lab. This is the entrance area, technically, to the lab. The bubble. And we'll basically head in this direction. Now, I could have my lantern out here, but I'm choosing not to, just to not waste the battery life on it. Say battery life. You get the idea. I love these fans. Now, I was down here earlier picking up some bones, so I happen to know the first location we're going to head is right up here. What do you have lurking around out here? I think there's a little oxygen bubble past here. Ooh, so many good things. Take one of these. Come back for the rest later. And I will take all of those. There we go. Air bubble.
Each member of the Tully family, excepting yours truly, looks at Brussels sprouts, the great cabbage of Belgium, with utter disdain. Within its densely packed leaves, a high-powered nutrient boost in a miniature form factor. And yet mealtime after mealtime, it is recklessly cast aside. Well, more for me. The body knows when it's lacking something. Funny that it doesn't tell the mind why, though. But I have taken the hint, and I'll do those brilliant horticulturalists of Belgium one better. You see, these little morsels are a prime candidate for experimentation in my new submersible multifunction lab. A closed-loop system complete with retractable solar dome. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Dr. Tully, it is almost time for your appointment.
Already? The joys of getting older. Trudy pushed me to go see a doctor after she remarked that I looked like a plate of wet ham. Very well. Mustn't be late and keep Dr. Applebaum waiting.
Applebaum. Huh. A plate of wet ham. That is a weird description. You don't think there's any side effects to shrinking, do you? Well, he looks fine. I have no idea. I saw a switch and I pulled it. Okay, so we need to switch on all the breakers for the Pond Lab. I guess I'll get to that immediately. I don't necessarily need to grab all the stuff, but I kind of want to. Nope. Oh, hello. It shoots laser balls. Why does it shoot laser balls? If you've noticed, I managed to upgrade our axe. We now have a level 2 axe, an insect axe, just like we have an insect hammer. It's also a level 2 hammer, which does mean we can now gather milk molars while we're down here. And I got a level 2 knife. I'm also working on our Ladybug armor. I only have 2 pieces so far, but that's not going to stop me. Some goodies here. If only there was a scanner in here. I will set this as my respawn point, I suppose. Actually, that might be a bad idea, so... From what I've noticed, if you die down here, your stuff floats up to the top. Alright. Let's go ahead and start running through this lab. Go ahead and montage quickly through this.
Dr. Applebaum has pronounced me in perfect health. For a man 20 years my senior. I must face the facts. The gray hairs, the wrinkles, they are not figments of the imagination. I can draw only one reasonable conclusion. It is the elusive fractional errors of the shrinking process which are the cause. Trudy has asked that I discontinue my experiments, but what choice do I have? If I quit now, I will have nothing. What will I be other than a failed inventor and scientist with no discoveries to his name, unable even to teach the basics of physics to a gaggle of hormonal teenagers? No! If this means that I must sacrifice 20 years of my life, then so be it.
Okay, so there are definitely side effects. Oh, you know what? I didn't check the stairs up here. Oh. That's kind of cool. There's an actual dome down here. Oh, I bet I know where this is.
believes that his entire life is a big failure, he sure did accomplish some pretty impressive things. Not that I'm letting him off the hook for this whole getting us kidnapped, shrunk, and then left for dead in this yard thing.
Okay, let's see here. Super duper disc. And of course, there's the Pond super chip.
This time you've gone too far, Wendell Tully. You've done the unthinkable, trespassed the unforgivable. You missed Thanksgiving dinner. Who can blame Trudy? I know that I pushed things to the breaking point and that she has grit her teeth and borne it. She told me that she could not bear to watch me destroy my life, let alone hers, the children's, in single-minded pursuit of this technology. Never in all the years of knowing her has she given me such a cold, immovable ultimatum. My science or my family. But if only she could see. I am doing this for them. I understand it has been hard. It has been harder on no one more than myself. If only I had more time. If I could just prove to them the wonders that are so close now, they would understand, wouldn't they? And if they did not, perhaps they never understood me at all.
Well, that's pretty sad. Okay, so that was the Pond Lab. Alright, Burgle. I got some chips for you. There you are.
Good morning! How can I help you today? I knew I could count on. Here we go! Processing! Processing! Whew! Better than ever! My diagnostic module is now restored. Analysis shows the spacer suffered a catastrophic failure in the embiggening cell. The embiggening cell stores and regulates interatomic energy transfer during the spacing expansion phase of the spacer. Put simply, it controls the rate of growth of the subject and prevents overexpansion, which can be quite messy. There is both good news and the bad news. Which would you like to have first? All natural flavoring is not, strictly speaking, natural. Now you know. The good news is that I have a spare cell here. The bad news, it is empty. As they say, when life gives you lemons, close your eyes and imagine it's a delicious lemon crime. But I can provide you with instructions. The cell must be filled with a special mixture. A cocktail, if you will. Another breakthrough invention by Dr. Tully. Hold please while I push the recipe for the embiggening cocktail to your scabby. Processing. Processing. Error. Missing directory. The directory you attempted to copy does not exist. Boo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo. Cheese and fries! It appears the formula for the embiggening cocktail is not in my memory. It must be on one of the remaining super chips. We will need that recipe in order to fill the embiggening cell and send you home. I am sorry. It seems like the forces of nature are trying to keep you in this yard, but I believe you are here for a reason. Hold on to the empty cell for me, and when you feel ready, please come again. Processing. Processing. Have to keep things clean. There's experimentation to be done.
Quickly buy some stuff, and then we're gonna head over to our temp base and see if we can get some stuff ready for the Haze Lab. Okay. It is time to steal some children.
What do we have lurking around out here?
Remember when I got very much wanting to be greedy earlier by stealing all those ant eggs? Well, now we kind of need to, because we need to make a few changes. Nothing huge, just, you know, in order to get into the Haze Lab, we're going to need some bratwurst, or at least get out of it easily. I don't know if we need 1 or 2, but I am going to get at least 3 just in case. Don't hate me, ants. 1, 2, oh no, that's not the exact amount we needed, but it's close. Okay, they have a ticking timer. I don't suppose you have any more ants? No. That's fair. Okay, we need to get these back to the base because I have found that if you don't use them pretty much right away, they will eventually hatch and then you'll have an ant infestation at home. Which is not ideal. I know I'm gonna regret this again, but that's like the 3rd one that we need. So, don't be angry! Hello, Mr. Solbrand. Hello, 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 hello. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I need this more than y'all, I promise. Y'all have literally stacks of eggs. We're fine. It's okay. It's just necessary. I'm sorry! I need these babies. It'd be kind of cool if you could kidnap the little ant eggs and make your own little army. I'm sorry! That's my brethren. I need to do something to make up for that. My red ant brethren. I promise. One of these days I will. Okay. Perfect. Alright, we are ready to go to the Haze Lab. I'm going to go ahead and cut away to that, and I will see y'all shortly. Okay, I'm not even near his territory. Like... where did he even come from? I think that's the same spider that likes to sleep by the cassette taped stones, and it's broad daylight, so I have no idea why he's over here. Anyway, I think my angry neighbor is chasing me. Moving onwards, we're gonna go back inside the lab and complete it. Now that we have managed to repair our shield. I just pressed a button and I regret everything. I made a ladybug angry. Very evil ladybug. I'm actually going to attack the barbarian for this.
Hope this is enough to keep me safe.
Okay, well, that could have gone worse. I think we're gonna collect our arrows and then see what to do next, I suppose. Another hidden lab, I'm going to assume there's a reason. And I'm pretty sure that was the end of this lab, which is great. So I don't know how much more of this I could stand.
This has gone poorly. Very, very poorly. The essence of failure, the pinnacle of its craft. Local fauna? Berserk! Mushrooms? Exploding! My condition? Like a baby toe after a long bath. Burgle, are you there?
Is this a test?
Yes, Burgle, it's a test. Now listen carefully. I'm abandoning this facility immediately. Initiate the Blazed Earth Protocol.
But Dr. Tully, simulations indicate a 95.283% probability of catastrophic failure.
I assure you the percentages are much higher than that. Now do it.
Beep beep boop, beep 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 boop.
Why did you make fake beeping sounds?
You said this was a test.
I was being sarcastic. Ugh. Complete the lab lockdown, blast the canister per protocol, and meet me in the Black Ant Lab.
Okay, we returned to Burgle. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this super duper firmware again. And then give this to Burgle.
Always happy to see a repeat. How can I help you today? My dear Willow Branch, you have come so far on this journey, and you have not died yet. Imagine that.
I feel like Burgle has very little faith in us sometimes.
Hand over the super chip, and let us hope for the best.
Yes, please. The best would be wonderful.
One more time. Processing. Processing. The Haze super chip. Dr. Tully tried deciphering the ageless properties of mushrooms. Disaster struck before he was able to finish. All of these great memories are coming back. Well, well, well. Some good news. A piece to the ambiguous cocktail recipe is now restored. But not all of it, unfortunately. And I have some strange memory fragments of a Java-matic. Does that mean anything to you? A coffee maker. Interesting development. Although I cannot say I love the taste of coffee, and I certainly have no clue how this fits into the equation.
Well, that's one thing where we both can agree at least.
However, we are making progress solving this mystery. But we are still not done. There is one more super chip to go.
Please don't move, and look straight ahead. I promise you won't feel a thing.
It's a go for molecular reduction. Spacer is primed.
Where you are going, all your worries will seem so small.
That was different for a nightmare. What was that? Ominent and the Spacer are in my dreams now? This is spooky. I hope Burgle has some answers. At least it's clean. Ish.
Okay, before we head to the Pond Lab, we're gonna real quick go check in with Burgle, see if he has any answers about that creepy dream we just saw. Well, ominous dream. Ominous, yeah, that seems pretty on the nose.
Hello there! Acting Science Manager Burgle, at your service! How can I help you today? I'm afraid Dr. Tully did not program me for dream analysis, but I will do my best. Was it perhaps about electric beef? I have always wanted to have that dream. Why don't you describe your dream for me? Aha! That confirms it! There are two spacers, just as Dr. Tully surmised. One in the yard and one at Ominent.
Well, that would explain a lot. She wasn't Dr. Tully who, shrank us. It was Ominent. That makes more sense. As they do seem ominous, evil, etc. You know.
He had a hunch that they continued his work on the spacer after he stopped working for them. It all computes. I do not believe these are just dreams. These are surely your memories. But perhaps they only return to you as dreams. So, Ominent shrunk you, and now you are here. I am pretty sure you are not an Ominent secret agent.
Well, let's hope not. I am very tiny. Or a secret agent.
I was JKing. That was a test. You passed. So if you are not an Ominent agent, why would they be shrinking children?
Because they're evil?
Surely I have no idea. Yet another puzzle for us to solve.
Because they are morally challenged.
On the plus side, your memories must be slowly returning. If you have another dream, please come again.
Okay, now we have a therapist.
How can I be of assistance? How can I help you today? Fare thee well.
Hey, so it seems like Dr. Wendell Tully is the scientist who left Ominent, and Ominent happens to be the possibly evil corporation that is experimenting on children, and the people who shrunk us. Which makes a little bit more sense, actually.
It's a go for molecular reduction. Spacer is prime. All tucked in with the outfits and backpacks they were snatched in.
Body mass readout is an acceptable range. The skin fold degradation is minimal.
Specimen vitals are stable and holding. Looks like we've done it.
Great job, everyone. Let's set up 3 more trials for replication.
Sorry to crash your party. The Defense Department has arrived early to discuss Project Orc. The director needs you to be present at the meeting.
Not sure what's worse, our director or a 3-hour meeting with the military.
That wasn't my favorite brand of nightmare. You know, I do suppose being a lab experiment in my dreams is a summation of my daily existence. So the military-industrial complex shrunk me down and then prodded me like a lab animal. My life is a geopolitical nightmare. Perfect.
More of your fragmented memories. Let us stack them together like the ingredients of a burger. They are a common side effect of the shrinking process. The memories, that is, not the burger metaphors, which are simply how I am programmed to understand the world. How can I be of assistance? If they were following the Ominent Practical Science Manual, it is likely they were documenting side effects of the shrinking process, of which there are a few. Short-term memory loss, constipation, dehydration, among other minor ailments. But as for the long-term side effects, nothing to worry about, my friend. You are looking fresher than a non-frozen meat patty. Ha 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 ha! Project Orc? That is certainly not something that Dr. Tully ever discussed with me. Ominent requires its scientists to use codenames for their projects. Eventually, the marketing department gets involved to spice it up. I heard one scientist just used American state names in chronological order. Laughing out loud! What a magnificent scheme!
I suppose.
But I digress. Whatever Project Orc is, the name does not sound good. How can I help you today? Fare thee well, Brick.
Dr. Schmechter, these...
Director.
Director Schmechter. These specimens are the breakthrough we've been looking for, just like you predicted. We're close to eliminating the raisoning problem. Our team was up all night recalibrating the spacer.
I see. Of course, my hypothesis was correct. I hope all of you remember this moment the next time you question my methods. Now then, what progress has been made on covalent space expansion? How did Dr. Wendell Tully, a lifetime failure, best the brightest minds at Ominent?
Yes, sir. We're still working on that formula. I know it's been months, but the embiggen process is far more complicated and dangerous than we predicted.
Too bad for you, little ones. Prepare the specimens for termination.
This isn't what I signed up for.
You know, I thought I got teased about my name a lot, but this guy has to have it bad. Director Schmechter. Something about experimenting with reasoning? Time to pay Burgle a visit and see what he knows.
How can I be of assistance? Director Schmechter, the head of the science division, oversaw Dr. Tully's projects at Ominent. Dr. Tully's disdain for Director Schmechter was even more than his disdain for soggy French fries. They had many disagreements over the years over the direction of the science division. If Schmechter is involved with this, I can assure you he is up to no good. That is what Dr. Tully would say. I have never met the chap and so must reserve judgment.
Let's hear more about that reasoning.
Reasoning is an advanced form of dehydration and an unfortunate side effect of the shrinking process on humans.
Okay, now I think I understand why Dr. Wendell Tully was experimenting with mushrooms. That would explain a little bit.
It appears to become worse with each subsequent use of the spacer. Even without prolonged use, it is a degenerative malady that has no cure at this moment.
Oh no.
At the time of his disappearance, Dr. Tully himself was keenly experiencing the side effects of reasoning and was actively working on a solution.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Tully is in fact a victim of his own genius, I guess? I guess he didn't want to quit. So, and I can understand that, especially after being basically disowned by Ominent.
That research is currently on hold. Good news for you, however. Ocular analysis indicates a normal number of folds on your face for a human of your age.
Well, that's good.
How can I help you today? Please come again.
Okay, so I have a thought that maybe the final super chip might actually be in the Black Ant Lab, so we will stop here for today. I simply went to get a key to open a chest to get that chip, and I don't think it was quite what we were looking for. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, that will be it for our video today. We went way beyond what I thought we were going to as a timestamp. And we will be picking up with the Black Ant Lab next. This hopefully might lead us to Dr. Wendell Tully, which we've been following around in the story. And hopefully we can find out what happened to him and his process in what they call raisening. I don't know if this is going to end well or not, so prepare for some tears, I suppose. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and we will hopefully be prepared by the time the game drops on the 29th.